Hey, it's me, MLB. Here is chapter 90 of Heard You Like Me, and this one is titled Watch That One. Jirou cracked a smirk and then giggled a little. Let's be honest, our class always gets up to mischief, she said. Yeah, but we always get our way out of it, Mina added with a grin. We'll be fine, you replied, sniffing a little. You all smiled at each other as the train picked up speed and headed off to the next stop. It was a lovely day, and you all chatted as the train bumped along, steadily pulling its precious cargo to the next stop and then slowing up and pulling up at the station to let some passengers off, and then away it pulled again, making its way to the final stop in town before following the tracks off into the mountains beyond. As the train stopped at the final stop in town, Denki looked out the window and saw a girl about his age standing there on the platform with a suitcase in hand and a bag on her back, and he stared at her. She was striking to look at. Yellow, feline-esque eyes and a slim body, but she had a few scales dotting over her left hand and what looked like gills on the left side of her neck too that opened and closed slightly as she breathed. Wow, he thought, she's super pretty and unique. His eyes followed her as she got onto the train, and he swiveled his head around the other way to watch the opening to his carriage to see if she would choose to sit in his one, and to his delight he saw her walk into the upstairs part and sit down in the chair at the end. Wowee, today's my lucky day, he thought when he saw that she was travelling alone. I'm going to go talk to her, see if I can get her number. Sitting for a second, he then made his escape plan in his mind and put it in motion. I'm just going to go and stretch my legs, he announced to the boys that he was sitting with, Bakugo, Karishma, Sero, Tokoyami and Midoriya. They all looked at him, and then Karishma piped up. Okay, have fun, just don't get lost, he cautioned. I won't. I know which carriage we're in, Denki said proudly. Oh yeah? Which one are we in then? Bakugo asked. The brown one, Denki said brightly. Idiot, they're all brown, Bakugo snapped. Hey, bro, it's okay. If Denki gets lost, I'll go look for him, Kiri said quickly, patting Bakugo on the arm. If you're not back here in 20 minutes, I'll come looking for you, he said to Denki. Sweet, thanks dude, Denki replied with a grin. 20 minutes should be fine to chat up this fine young lady, he thought as he turned and headed down to the end of the carriage to where she was seated. You were chatting with your girls, but heard Denki say something in his mind about chatting someone up and paused to look up at him as he passed. Is everything okay, Yin? Momo asked when she saw you pause. Yeah, you replied vaguely, watching Denki pass you. I just heard Denki say something, but it's all good, he added. Sorry, where were we? You went back to talking, and Denki walked down to the girl and then sat in the seat behind her, wondering what he should do to get her attention. Finally settling on asking her for the time, he leaned forwards and tapped her on the shoulder to get her attention. Hey, he said with a dazzling smile. Sorry to bother you. Do you have the time? He asked. She looked down at the watch on her wrist, and he looked too, noticing that her watch, instead of having numbers around the clock face, had different animals, and he tilted his head curiously at it. It's just past 10 a.m, she said. Oh, that's a cool watch you have, he commented. It's got cool animals on it instead of numbers. Do you like animals? She asked, her eyes lighting up. What's your favourite? Oh, I love all kinds, Denki said, trying to match her energy. Soft, fluffy animals are always a winner, though, he added. Oh my gosh, yes, she gushed. The fluffier the better. Are you from around here? He asked, settling in for a good conversation and happy that she was willing to talk. Oh, well, yes, I guess, she said with a radiant smile. I'm actually visiting my grandma in the mountains today. Oh, that's cool. We're going to the hot springs, Denki said. I'm here with my class. I'm a hero in training at UA. At the mention of the word hero, her smile twitched a little and she froze up a bit. Oh, I see. But you like animals, right? So you understand, right? The cuter the better? She asked him, almost afraid of what his answer was going to be. Denki being Denki just agreed on face value. Oh, I get it, yeah. Don't you worry, he said with a suave smirk. The cuter the better. Right, she gasped. They make the cutest faces, and when they squeal, it just makes you want to squish them even more, right? She had come alive now, her whole demeanour free of any negative emotions that may have held her back, but Denki still didn't quite twig that something was a little off and kept her engaged in conversation, elated that she seemed to be coming onto him for a change. Oh yeah, definitely, he said, his eyes drawn to her chest as she leaned towards him. You know, you're pretty cute too, she gushed. Oh, you think so? He asked, blushing and feeling giddy all over. I'd definitely make you into a soft, fluffy bunny, she gushed. Then I'd eat you right up. Haha. Yeah? He asked, not really hearing what she was saying. I do it through my watch, see? She whispered with a giggle as she craned herself around and leaned back towards him. Any animal on my watch I can turn people into, and then I eat them. The cuter the better, right? She then asked. Denki blinked at her, kind of coming to then. Your watch? He asked, looking at it on her wrist. Uh-huh, she said brightly. It's been a while since I used it. My parents call me weird and creepy, so they're sending me to my grandma's. But that's great, because in the mountains there's all kind of really cute animals I can kill and eat. It makes me feel so good. But it would be even better if I hid in the mountains and caught someone walking in the bush and turned them into a really cute fox, and then hunted them down and ate them. By then, Denki was starting to get a little weirded out. This girl wasn't your typical normal. Well, yeah, he said with a nervous chuckle. I think I better get back to my friends now, he said, going to stand up. Can I come and visit you at the hot springs? She asked as she stood up. Did I say hot springs? I meant the Hotkins place. I don't really know where we're going to go. Okay, see you, bye, he said quickly, turning and pretty much walking back down to the boys at their seats. As he passed you looked up and saw him and watched as he sat back down with the boys. Oh, geez, she was a little weird, he thought. Why are all the hot ones a little crazy? You cocked your head at him. What's happened here? You wondered, looking down the train carriage from where he had come and noticing a girl down the other end who was staring in Denki's direction with a giant smile on her face. You tuned into her to see what she was thinking, and she was definitely thinking about him, but it wasn't what you would expect someone to be thinking about someone else. Oh, I wish I knew his name. Then I could call his name while I was holding onto his soft bunny body and slowly squishing it. Oh, the cute noises he would make, she thought, and your eyebrows shot up with surprise. Wow, you thought as she continued her thought process and how she would eat him limb by limb. Okay, watch that one. Finally, your train pulled up to the station outside the hot springs, and you all got up to get off. As you got off at the stop, you looked back to see Denki getting off, as well as the girl that he had spoken to on the train. Keeping your wits about you, you tried not to be too obvious, but you kept an eye on her, and it appeared that Denki was doing the same too, taking glances behind himself to see where she was. Unfortunately, she followed you all to the hot springs, but as you entered at the gates, she didn't follow you in, but watched you all walk to the reception building from the front posts. You noticed, and then turned your attention to a very nervous-looking Denki who was a little jittery and fidgety, so you decided to ask him about it. You got a friend? You asked as you sidled up to him. Denkster, we'll have to hold it there for this week. I'll see you all tomorrow for more Sero. See you then.